Hello class. So today our topic is expansion in solids. Expansion in solids. Expansion in solids. In expansion in solid topics, we have expansion meaning. आप समझते हो expansion का meaning क्या है? भाई कोई भी एक मेटल का रॉड है, आप उसका टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करो. व्हेन यू विल इंक्रीज द टेम्परेचर, व्हाट यू विल सी दैट रॉड लेंथ इज गोइंग टू बी इंक्रीज. दैट इज एक्सपेंशन. व्हाई दिस एक्सपेंशन इज गोइंग ऑन? व्हाई ये एक्सपेंशन क्यों हो रहा है? भाई हम गर्म कर रहे हैं तो उससे क्या हो रहा है? एक्चुअली में गर्म कर रहे हैं तो जो पार्टिकल्स हैं उनका टेम्परेचर बढ़ गया. अब पार्टिकल का टेम्परेचर बढ़ते ही पार्टिकल के अंदर रेंडमनेस आ गई. रेंडमनेस आ गई तो वो वाइब्रेट कर रहे हैं, और वाइब्रेट कर रहे हैं तो जो अपने दूर वाले पार्टिकल है उनको और दूर भेजना चाह रहे हैं, ड्यू टू विच सम एक्सपेंशन वी विल सी. ओके ना. सो जनरली इफ वी टॉक अबाउट एक्सपेंशन इन सॉलिड, हियर वी विल टॉक अबाउट, actually we have to talk about expansion in solid also, liquid also, gases also. Okay na. So let's talk about first linear expansion. Linear expansion तो नाम से ही समझ में आ रहा है. लीनियर एक्सपेंशन का मतलब क्या है? कोई भी लाइन वाली चीज में एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है. रॉड है कोई जिसकी थिकनेस नेग्लिजिबल है, एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है. कोई रिंग है, थिकनेस नेग्लिजिबल है, उसमें एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर. दैट इज व्हाट बेसिकली वी कॉल इट एज लीनियर एक्सपेंशन. ओके ना. सो जनरली लेट्स सपोज इफ आई से यू आई हैव वन रॉड लाइक दिस एंड इट्स लेंथ इज लेट्स सपोज L एट ए टेम्परेचर T. एट टेम्परेचर T, किसी टेम्परेचर T पर इसका लेंथ कितना है? L or L1. Now as temperature increases, मान लो टेम्परेचर हमने इंक्रीज कर दिया, कुछ टेम्परेचर इंक्रीजेस, ओके ना, कुछ टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया तो हमने देखा कि इसकी लेंथ थोड़ी सी क्या हो गई बेटा? इंक्रीज हो गई. डायग्राम में मैंने बहुत ज्यादा बनाई है बट ये बहुत थोड़ी होती है बेसिकली, बहुत थोड़ी इंक्रीज हुई. मान लो कितनी? कुछ L2 हो गई. तो ये जो एक्सपेंशन आया, जो भी एक्सपेंशन आया मतलब जो भी चेंज इन लेंथ आया, मान लो ये L1 है, ये L2 है, कितना एक्सपेंशन आ गया इसमें? मान लो डेल्टा L. कितना एक्सपेंशन आ गया? डेल्टा L. एंड कितना मैंने टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया? मान लो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीजेस टू डेल्टा T. सब टेम्परेचर आई इंक्रीजेस टू डेल्टा T. तो डेल्टा T टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज किया तो कितना लेंथ में इंक्रीमेंट आया? डेल्टा L. सो व्हाट वी कैन से कि एक्चुअली दिस डेल्टा L इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन डेल्टा T. भाई ऑब्वियस है, अगर टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस ज्यादा होगा तो लेंथ भी ज्यादा बढ़ेगी. अगर टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस कम होगा तो जो एक्सपेंशन होगा वो भी क्या होगा? आपका कम होगा. तो मतलब ये डेल्टा L प्रोपोर्शनल है किसके? डेल्टा T के. और सेकंड थिंग वी कैन से कि ये जो डेल्टा L है दैट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू व्हाट? दैट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू व्हाट? L. व्हाट इज द L? बेसिकली ओरिजिनल लेंथ. व्हाट इज द ओरिजिनल लेंथ? इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट आल्सो. Okay na, if original length is more, according to that they will increase. Okay, so if you combine these two factor, on combining what we can say that delta L is directly proportional to L delta T. And if we remove this proportionality sign, here one constant will come, that is alpha. This sign and this sign is same but it is different. Please remember, this is alpha. Okay, what is alpha basically? So alpha is proportionality constant, and we can call it as coefficient of linear expansion. Okay na. So coefficient of linear expansion we have, that is what? Alpha. So delta L is equal to alpha L delta T. We have formula. So what is the formula for alpha? So alpha formula is what? Delta L by L delta T. This is the formula for alpha. Okay. So alpha is equal to delta L by L delta T. Clear hai ba? We can write this relation as delta L. We can write it as L2 minus L1 is equal to alpha. L1 is the initial length into delta T is how much? Let's suppose here temperature is T2 and here temperature is T1. Then it will be T2 minus T1. If we take L1 to that side, then we can write L2 is equal to L1 plus alpha L1 T2 minus T1. Then L2 is equal to L1, if we take common, it is 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1, or we can write this relation as L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus alpha delta T. So class, please remember this formula. That is only important. If you know this formula, then it is okay. What is the formula? delta L is equal to alpha L delta T. This is very, very important formula. Delta L is equal to alpha L delta T. No problem. This is what? Linear expansion. Linear expansion in solid. Okay. Is it clear? Please note it down. Okay, I think noted. Now we are talking about areal expansion. Same like previously talked linear expansion. Same, but now we will talk about areal expansion. Areal expansion. So like if I have, let's suppose one area is there at any temperature T1. Let's suppose area is some A1. Okay, or we can say length is, let's suppose L or L1. Now what happens as temperature increases? Now as temperature increases by delta T, increase by delta T means now temperature something become T2, then its area is also going to be increased. So its area now it becomes some A2. So area increases and its side will become, let's suppose, L2 like this. Okay na? So basically previous area is how much? A1, now area is how much? Basically A2. So what we can say, same thing we can say, whatever the expansion is going on, that is directly proportional to A, and whatever the areal expansion is there, that is depending on the temperature difference. Same thing. So here if we will combine, on combining, what we can say, that delta A is directly proportional to A delta T. Here also one constant is going to come. That constant is what? Basically beta. So here beta constant will come. So that is beta A delta T. So delta A formula is what? Basically beta A delta T, where beta we call it as coefficient of areal expansion. Coefficient of areal expansion. We can write like this. Delta A is equal to beta A delta T, where basically beta is what? Coefficient of areal expansion. And we can write this delta A also as A2 minus A1 is equal to beta A1 delta T. So if A1 will go to that side, then A2 we can write by taking A1 as common. It is 1 plus beta delta T. This is the formula. A2 is equal to A1 into 1 plus beta delta T. Delta A is equal to beta A delta T. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. This is what your areal expansion. Okay. Please note it down. Areal expansion. Okay, I think noted. Now let's move to the next one. That is what? Volumetric expansion. Same thing, very same thing, no changes. Volumetric expansion, same thing is there. भाई वही चीज रहेगा, बस अब वॉल्यूम हो गया. कोई क्यूब ले लो, क्यूब का साइड L ले लो, वॉल्यूम V ले लो, कुछ V बने अभी इसका इनिशियल वॉल्यूम एट टेम्परेचर T1. Now as you increases the temperature, on increasing the temperature by delta T, means at any temperature T2, its volume will increase. Obviously it will become big little, and that volume will become something V2. So the same thing as we have done previously, what we said, that whatever the change in volume, that is depending on volume, and whatever the change in volume, that is depending on delta T. So if you combine these two, so on combining what we can say, कि delta V is directly proportional to V delta T. If you remove this proportionality sign, then here it will become gamma. Gamma will come as constant. So this is gamma V delta T. So delta V is equal to what? Gamma V delta T. Gamma is what? Coefficient of volumetric expansion. Coefficient of volumetric expansion. So delta V is equal to gamma V delta T. Here you can write the same thing like previously we wrote delta V as V2 minus V1. This is gamma, this is V1 delta T. So V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus gamma delta T. This is your volumetric expansion V2. This is V2. So V2 is equal to what? V1 into 1 plus gamma delta T. This is your volumetric expansion. Okay. So I hope you understood what is the formula for linear expansion. बोलो, अरे बोलो भाई, क्या फॉर्मूला था? डेल्टा एल इज इक्वल टू अल्फा एल डेल्टा टी, और डेल्टा ए का फॉर्मूला क्या था? डेल्टा ए इज इक्वल टू बीटा ए डेल्टा टी एंड डेल्टा वी इज इक्वल टू गामा वी डेल्टा टी. So these are what we have three types of expansion. Okay. Now we want one relation between alpha, beta and gamma. Then what is the relation between alpha, beta, and what is the relation between alpha and gamma? Then we can get the three relation, that how to convert alpha to beta, because sometime in the question they will give you beta and they will ask alpha. Like we have to use alpha but they will give you beta. So intentionally they will give. Why? Do you know or know how to convert beta into alpha or gamma into alpha? Is it clear? Please note it down. This thing you note it down first. Note it down, please.